And welcome back to another episode of digitalfarmlife.com. In this episode, we're going to meet Mature Brown Cow, and we're going to learn all about her, how she came to these wild lands, and what she hopes for the future. Okay, this is a test video. This is Wurm Online. I have been wanting to... How dare you, little miss, block my way as I'm trying to walk over here after I fed you and rescued you from the wilds. Okay, as I was saying, Wurm Online. I've been wanting to do some videos of Wurm Online for a while now, and well, I had some issues with my screen recorder. Every time I fired it up, it would completely crash Wurm. That made it a bit difficult. So I fiddled around a little bit, and I managed to get it working. And then I spent another 40 years trying to get the settings just right so I can get the best possible quality out of it. I have a decent laptop. It is a gaming laptop. I know some of you out there think that's an oxymoron. You're a bit outdated. There really is a such thing as a gaming laptop. They have good stats. This has good stats. The primary hiccup for gaming laptops is the handling of heat, though. And laptops don't always do a good job of handling the heat, and so it greatly reduces the quality of anything you're doing. Now, I can usually play on pretty high settings for this game, but recording at the same time you're doing that is completely different. So this is basically a test video. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks outside or not. It's not the 4th of July yet, but the people in this neighborhood, they've been shooting off fireworks for the entire month of June. I hope that after the 4th they stop. And someone down the street, I swear to God, they like wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and they just think, glass of water? Nah. Sandwich? Nah. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I'll go shoot some fireworks off in the neighborhood. Anyway, I'm letting myself get a little bit sidetracked. So in this video, it's really going to be just a test video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Nothing specific. This is not scripted. To see if it's going to be worth it. I did dial the graphics back a bit. I know the frame rate isn't going to be as high as I want, but I think it'll be okay. So what do we do here? What do I talk about? Let's talk about some aminals since we're surrounded by them. And oh my God, I can't believe it. That gate opened immediately. I'm on Xanadu, which is the laggy server of Wurm. It's the largest server, and usually that gate doesn't react immediately. Oh, look at that. I just had a tiny little lag spike there. Oh, see, that one took a half second. Maybe it was because I had already triggered this one, so it was fresher. No, half a second on that one too. Anyway, so are you familiar with Wurm? Maybe, maybe not. As you can see, there's quite a few animals here. We have horses, cows, rams. Oh, actually, no, you don't see any rams here. Bulls, the male version of the cow in Wurm. Quite a few different variety of horses. I really like this one, this Appaloosa. Bison. Actually, getting rid of these bison. I have 4 that I need to get rid of. They're nothing special. They don't have traits. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. I had to hit pause. I hate editing videos because it's so time consuming. So one thing I like about this screen recorder is that I can pause while I'm recording. So if I need to cough because something weird flew down my mouth, then I can do that. What was I saying? Yes, 4 bison. I'd like to get... Oh, look at that. You feel strange and out of time. That's because I'm on the path of insanity and meditation. There's so much about this game. So much. This is unlike any other sandbox MMO you've ever played. And I know that these days it's really sort of, popular to say sandbox MMO. But this game is really, truly the definition of a sandbox game. Everything you can see can be edited. Every hill, every mountain, every tile you see as I mouse over You can remove that, by the way, if you don't like seeing the tile overlay or the object overlay. Everything can be changed. All of this was flattened by myself. These roads, I put these little roads in. The roads actually have a purpose. It's not just for looks, but they even have a purpose. They help you actually move a little bit faster. This guard tower spawns guards that will assist me in fighting baddies that might happen to come along. I guess since I don't have a purpose for this video, I can let myself get distracted. I have 4 bison to give away. I've already put up a notice in Freedom Chat, but no one seemed too interested. I'm even willing to meet you if you're near Linton area. I can meet you in Linton or somewhere in that area if you really want these bison. Because if not, I'm going to cull the herd. I think that's what it's called. I'm just going to butcher them for meat and leather. Except for this one right here, except for Old Girl. And the reason I won't be butchering her is because she is being taken care of by Mortomies. I don't know how to pronounce his name. This guy's not active in the game anymore. He had this deed. I found this bison on his abandoned deed. He had 3 other bison too, all being taken care of by himself and probably an alt. But they were still attached to a wagon. I don't know how this guy or how this girl got loose. So why this one? What's the significance of being taken care of? Well, in Wurm, when you right-click an animal and you hey, what's going on here? Oh, because it's being taken care of by someone else. That's why. I'll do this one. When you right-click an animal, you have an option to care for it. That doesn't just give it a pet or something like that. It does something mechanical in the game. Almost, like I said, almost everything in Wurm has a purpose. What this does is it extends the life of the animal indefinitely. So everything has an age. So adolescent bison over here, for example, we just got a youngling, compared to old bison, compared to venerable bison. Venerable is the oldest. Once an animal reaches a venerable age, it will eventually die at some point during its venerable stage, because that's as old as it gets, unless you care for it. If you care for it, then it will live indefinitely. It will not die of old age. It can still die if it gets attacked by something, such as yourself, for example, but it won't die of old age. So, in my opinion, when you come across an animal that's being taken care of by someone else, that's in my opinion, one of the most valued items in the game, because there is a limit to how many animals you can care for. It's 1 per every 10, I think, yeah, 1 animal you can care for every 10 level in animal husbandry. Let me show you that. Skills. Oh God, where is husbandry at? Is that miscellaneous? Miscellaneous? I don't know. Let me pause. Oh, found it. It's under nature. Animal husbandry. 38.67. So I'm very close to 40. Once I hit 40, I'll be able to care for another animal. So anyone can care for at least 1 animal from the moment you enter the game with a new character. And each time you get plus 10 added to your level in animal husbandry, then you can care for another one. So at level 40, I'll be able to take care of 5 total. Anyway, so because there's a limit to how many you can care for, I personally consider any animal you find that's being taken care of someone else to be worth quite a bit. I think it's valuable. And there's a lot of people that don't play this game anymore, but they still have animals running around the countryside that got loose from their abandoned deeds and their decayed houses and fences. And they're just out there roaming around waiting to be snagged. If this guy happens to log back in, more Thomas, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He has a couple of choices here. He can stop caring for this creature, because you can do that remotely. You just open up your inventory, right click here, go to manage animals, and then you can click uncare for. You can just click right there. You can see I'm caring for a couple of horses, Silver and Speckles, and another horse named Anthony here. Cared for, true, 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 true. All of these others are cared for by other people that don't even play the game anymore. Aged Fat Bison Old Boy is not being taken care of by anyone. So he's old now. Once he reaches venerable, then he will die at some point if he doesn't get cared for. You can see also these animals are branded. You don't see the other bison listed here because I don't have them branded. And when you have a deed, you can brand animals so that they're sort of seen as owned by a particular deed. Animals have traits too. Like, for example, we'll look at this one. We'll look at Venerable Fat Kissiker. If I double click, is this a him or a her? He is very strong. Okay, so it's a him. Here are its traits. It has fleeter movement than normal. It has lightning movement. It can carry more than average. It has very strong leg muscles. Those are 4 different traits. These happen to all be speed traits, which contribute to it moving faster. This is what you want when you're mounting a horse because you want to get around the land a bit faster. So this one is a 4-speed. There is this Blood Bay horse right here, a popular variety among Wurm players, happens to be a 5-speed. We can look at it. So here are its traits. It has fleeter movement than normal, 1. It has a strong body, 2. It has lightning movement, 3. It can carry more than average, 4. And it has very strong leg muscles, 5. Those are 5 speed traits. Those are the max number of speed traits that you can breed into a horse. Yes, there's breeding in this game too. There's a lot to this game. A lot. This one video won't even touch it. Barely touches it. You need like maybe a couple hundred, at least 100 videos to really, really give you an in-depth view of just everything that you can do in Wurm. And in this case, I'm talking specifically about Wurm Online because there is a standalone version of this game called Wurm Unlimited, but I don't care for it. So, even though this is the fastest type of horse you can or actually, let me rephrase that. Even though having 5 speed traits is the fastest type of horse you can have, when it has those 5 speed traits, you can still increase the speed of a horse in let me see, 1, 2, I'm thinking 3 different ways, or 3 additional ways. One is through the use of equipment, mainly a saddle and horseshoes. So if we look at this horse right now, you can look at the torso. You can see it has a saddle, has a pretty low QL. That's quality level. The higher the quality level, the better usually. But don't make the mistake of thinking that everything has the same effect based upon quality level, because it depends upon the item. And also based on horseshoes. So again, the higher the quality of the horseshoe, the better speed you're going to get out of it. So in this case, we're up to 44.5. I should actually improve these horseshoes. I think I can do better now. Actually, let me check. How's my skill in, I believe that's blacksmith. Let me see. Check skills again. I think this one is easier to find. Smithing. Blacksmithing. My blacksmith skill is currently at 37.41. Let me pick up my cell phone. I remember when I was in school, I used to always ask if I could use my calculator for math because I always sucked at math. And teachers always said the same thing. Are you going to be walking around with a calculator in your pocket your whole life? And guess what, teachers? The answer is yes. Everyone now has a calculator on them, on their cell phone. If I can find it. Seriously. Where is my calculator? There it is. Okay, so the way this works is every item in Wurm has a quality level, and even your skills have a level as well. So the items the higher the quality they are, the better they are usually. It has some benefit to having a higher quality level. The way you improve the quality level is by improving it through various means, which I'm not going to get into right now. So blacksmithing skill contributes to the quality level of the horseshoes that are on this horse. So they're currently, I think those horseshoes were at 44 quality, and I want to know just how high I can improve them. That's based upon the formula of blacksmithing skill times 0.77 plus 23. This is true for anything that needs improvement. So I'm just going to, on my cell phone, type in 37, and where the hell is the times? Times 0.77, told you I sucked at math, plus 23. And that's 51.49. So I could safely improve those horseshoes up to level 50 and maybe get a slight speed improvement on this horse. Let me give you an example. But not with that horse, because these guys kind of stay put. Let me head down here. Got a wagon over there. Oh, you know what? I was grooming before this video. I think I forgot to groom these two. Let me groom. Come on, laggy. Come on, laggy. Open gate. There you go. Let me get my grooming brush. Turn on my sleep bonus real quick. And just hit these guys a couple times. There we go. Grooming animals does a couple of things. One, it helps improve your husbandry skill. And two, it helps prevent animals from catching disease. And if you happen to have 3 or more animals on one tile, there's a greater chance they can catch a disease. So oftentimes you'll see players with animal pens like this or smaller, so they can control the number of animals that are in there. Two tiles is usually pretty common, but I like having more space for my animals because I care about them. Why is my combat on? Oh, I think because I have a hotkey set to my video screen recorder. Okay, anyway. Alright. So that minor detour. So I did mention there is a third. Actually, I mentioned there are 3 ways. So I just told you one way to increase the speed of an animal, or specifically an animal that you're riding. Like a horse, although you can also ride cows and bulls and even bears if you're able. So improve the quality. Well, first of all, put a saddle and horseshoes on a horse, and it'll improve its speed when you're riding it. Now, if you have animals attached to a cart, the saddle won't do anything to help improve its speed, but horseshoes will. So these 2 horses are currently on cart duty, and they need to have horseshoes on to help them move a little bit faster, as an example. But if you're riding a horse, then you get the speed boost with both the saddle and the horseshoes. So that's the first way. The second way is to be a dark black horse. This is an ebony horse. It's the only horse in the game that has a slight built-in speed boost to it. And I believe that speed boost is 2.5% faster than any other horse. So if you put the same gear on both horses, the ebony might be a little bit faster at 2.5%. The third way to increase the speed is to enchant the saddle and the horseshoes of the that are on the creature. In this case, oh look. Tiny bit of damage there. It hasn't really registered. It's less than 0.01 damage. See, DMG damage. You can remove these and repair them. Here, I'll do one just to show you. Even though it's not really damaged, it's just indicating that it's about to be damaged. But if I take this horseshoe and pull it into my inventory, then I can right-click here, and I can repair it, and then it repairs it, and then I can put it back in. Things take damage too in Wurm. Every time this horse takes a step, it puts a little bit of damage on the horseshoes and the saddle as well. Anyway, so the other thing you can do is enchant your horseshoes and saddles with I believe the enchantment is called Wind of Ages. And I don't have anything enchanted with Wind of Ages to give me greater speed, but from what I understand, it greatly helps. It's not a minor assistance in the speed. So now that you know that, let's go ahead and jump on this horse. The way you ride a horse is you just right-click it. You choose lead. Now, ordinarily, let me back up a little bit. Ordinarily, you would need a horse for that because you can't just lead a horse with air. So you would double-click a rope to activate it, and then right-click the horse, and then choose the lead. And now we're leading it. I know you can't tell because you can't see an actual rope connected to us, but if we move, you'll see it follow me. And I am, in fact, leading it right now. Then once you're leading it, then you can right-click again and then select ride. Now in this case, this horse happens to have a bridle. That's just not decoration. Everything in Wurm has a purpose. When you have a bridle attached to a horse, you don't need a rope in order to lead it. You can just use the bridle. But you do have to select some item or it doesn't work. It's just one of those quirks about Wurm called logic. So for example, I could select this hatchet and then I could select him and then, well, I can't select lead because I'm already leading him, but the option would be there. Anyway, we'll select ride and we're going to pop up on this horse and cruise around. And if you look right down here, you'll see my speed. I'm at 21.67. My speed will vary. That's because even though this horse is also a 5-speed horse, all of those traits don't just automatically kick in. It doesn't mean you're automatically always going to be going at maximum speed. Trying to see if it'll change here a little bit. Sometimes if you stop at 21.59, usually it's not too unusual for me to get 25 on this horse. Oh, what do we have here? Mature champion huge spider. We got a big one. Should I I don't know. I think I might be able to kill him solo. Depends on if he gets in some lucky hits or not. If I run this way past him and then bring him back later, there's another deed owned right down here. You can barely see some stuff on that deed. And I don't want him to chase me all the way here. You know what? He won't chase me that far. I'm just going to keep going. I'll deal with him later. Maybe in another video. He's gonna target me now. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he mad. See him? Oh, Lord, he coming. Oh, he's right on my bridge. He's just gonna sit there now. Oh, man, he can still see me from way over there. Usually, don't chase me. By the way, my speed got up to 26 there. Now it's at 23. So the way this works is the traits of the horse will randomly kick in as you're riding it. And when that happens, then you'll get a speed boost. I think that the more traits kick in, the faster you'll get. And of course, if all 5 speed traits kicked in at once, then you would get the maximum speed. I think the max speed I've been able to achieve with this horse is maybe 27 kilometers per hour. I'm at 25 now. And there's a lot of detail in this game. For example, if you go up a hill, you've noticed I slow down. Uh-oh. Stupid Windows pop-up. I don't think you'll see it, though. And if you're going downhill, you might get a speed boost. There's also sort of a default speed. I think it's around 15 or 17, something like that. I'm not sure. See, I'm now going much slower, 8.78 kilometers per hour. I've seen some people on YouTube videos get up to, or maybe Twitch streamers, get up as high as maybe 35 on a hell horse. I'm not sure what the max speed is. Anything down here? When I say anything, I don't mean anything. I mean any creatures. Because I know this area very well, like the back of my hand. By the way, if you're on the Xanadu server and you're in the Linton area, I'm on Hammer Lake. Let me bring that up. This lake right here. See, it even shows, I even have a little marker showing my home there for Dawn's Light. Hammer Lake. It's a pretty large lake. It's called Hammer Lake because it kind of looks like a hammer. And it's a very large lake. This is Linton right here. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. This is Linton. This is one of the starting towns. So if you happen to start here and you're a new player, or even if you're a veteran and you're looking for a new place to live, let me know, because I know the lake very well. I know where the good spots are, where the bad spots are. I even know some spots around the lake as well, including one amazing one up way high if you like solitude and be away from everyone. But oh shoot, I forgot to turn off my sleep bonus. Have a nice little warning here. I won't talk about sleep bonus in this video. We're just going to go a few more minutes here, and I think it'll be a good enough video test for Wurm. I want to do some Wurm videos, I really do, but I don't want to do them if the video quality is going to be really crappy. And I'm not like a big YouTuber or anything. I just like to do the videos, and I've been wanting to do Wurm. Here, Dawn's Light is my deed. You can see it's 117 tiles away. This is the highway system. That's why this is on here. I didn't print that on there. That's just how the highway system works. It's a mechanical function. Did I mention that everything in Wurm has a purpose? So this is one tile. You can see here, one tile. It's about 4 meters wide, 4 meters by 4 meters. So I'm going to hit my hotkey to auto run here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the traits, animal traits. There are other animal traits. I'm not familiar with all of them, but there's quite a few actually, including negative traits. So for example, one leg being longer than the others. That's going to affect the speed in a negative way, obviously. It takes a while to consistently, oh, there's a little seal back there. It takes a while to breed lots of horses in order to get them up to 5 speeds, or any positive traits for that matter. But it's one of the fun parts of, one of many of the fun parts of Wurm. So in addition to negative traits, there are additional positive traits as well that are not related to speed. For example, one is called keen senses. So that can come in handy if you're around water a lot and perhaps you have free roam. Actually, to be honest, I don't find keen senses to be that great if you have control over the animal already. It's branded. You probably have it in a pen, and an animal pen is probably not going to matter that much. Oh, look. We got an adolescent mountain gorilla up there. I think they were recently added to the Freedom Isles. Very cool. It has a blue outline, so we know it's not aggressive. If I attack it, though, we'll definitely fight back. I've never attacked these guys because I'm not a meanie like you guys are. No, I do attack animals. I just, for some reason, don't feel behooved to attack those guys. Keen senses, as I was saying. Keen senses means your horse or any animal really is more aware of its surroundings, specifically water, so that it won't wander into the water and end up drowning and dying. For some reason, a lot of wild animals do that. You'll see lots of dead animals in the water, especially near the coast. So keen senses will help with that. What's another one? Another one that people like is Spark of Life. Spark of Life extends the lifespan of the animal by, I believe, 50%. So even if if you have lots of animals, but you only have a handful of taming slots because your animal husbandry isn't that high yet, then Spark of Life comes in handy to help extend the life of those other animals that are not being cared for, especially if you're trying to breed them to get more animals. And there is a market for animals. Horses, specifically 5-speed horses, can sell for maybe 50 copper. I think the general rule of thumb is 10 copper for every speed. So maybe 10 copper for a 1-speed, 40 copper for a 4-speed, and maybe 50 copper for a 5-speed. This can greatly vary because people can agree to pay and sell for any price they want, really, as long as 2 people agree on it. And some people have a lot of fun just glued to their deed, never really exploring, even though the world is huge, and just breeding animals all day. And this is just one very small aspect of what you can do in Wurm. I really need to, this is wheat, and I need to gather it. I've been putting it off. I've already lost a couple because I've taken so long to pick it. Anyway. Yep, it's like Farmville too. Actually, that's kind of insulting. It's way more than Farmville. Okay, let's see. How long have I been doing this? 30 minutes. I know this has been an incredibly boring video. I'm terribly sorry. I don't even know why you're watching this. I don't even know why you're still watching it. Unless maybe you just don't know anything about Wurm and you're just trying to pick up a few tidbits here and there. Terraforming. Everything you see here has been terraformed. It didn't look like this originally. I built my little, I wanted a little cove for a dock area for my boat. I've got a rowing boat, I've got a sailboat, and this beast I just built recently in Nar, second largest ship in the game. And oh my god, that was so painful to build because my shipbuilding skill was pretty low. Let me show you one more thing here since I'm already here, and then I'll stop this video because I wanted to do about 30 minutes as a test. When to dismount from a horse or a cart or a wagon, a lot of people think you click the animal and then you select disembark. However, that's not really true. You can click anywhere and disembark. See, I can click right here and there's still a disembark option. But the better way to disembark, and this is especially true for ships, because a lot of people click the ship to disembark and then they end up in the water and then they have to click their climb button to get out of the water, and it's a pain, when really all they have to do is click the tile they want to disembark to. I'll show you on here. Like if I want to disembark on this tile, then I mouse over that tile, right click, and choose disembark, and my door opened because I'm close to it. And so I disembark there. It's a little bit more convenient. It's also helpful because there are many times you're playing when you really need to disembark at one specific spot for various reasons, which I won't even get into right now. All right, that's it. I already know that the audio of my voice is going to be a bit treble, not trouble, but treble. It's because in the past when I did videos, I lived somewhere else and I had carpet in the room that I played video games on. And now, my new home office, I have a tile on the floor, and it's amazing how better the quality of the audio can be when you have carpet in a room and recording. It's almost like there's an echo when I do this. And now that I brought this up, you're probably going to be super aware of it and annoyed. Anyway, maybe I can get carpet in here one day. Hopefully the video is okay. If you're still watching, cool, thanks. I don't know why. What I'm wanting to do is a small series that may not even be linear or follow a specific theme, just a random video that I do, because there is a new Wurm Online server coming out on July 24th. It doesn't even have a name yet. As a matter of fact, there's a contest, a naming contest, see who can come up with the best name for the PvE server and the PvP server. So when I first joined, Xanadu was the newest server, so I joined it. But what I didn't know was that since it's also the largest server, it's also the server that has the most lag. And I'm not going to say the lag is terrible, but it does have some terrible moments here and there. And it can be really quite annoying at times. The new server won't be as large as this, but it won't be as small as some of the really early servers either. So I think it'll be happy middle ground. And I'm planning on playing that new server. And we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a try. If I'm liking the server, I'll stick with it, and I'll still keep my deed here as well. You have deeds in Wurm as well. Like I own this property, for example. You can own property so that other people can't mess with it. I'm not losing this deed no matter what. I'll keep this regardless. But where I play the most will determine on how well I like that new server. So anyway, if you've been curious about Wurm by chance, but just never quite sold on it, well, I'm even conflicted whether to tell you this or not, because the more people that jump on the new server, the more competition there is during the land rush, because I know that people will be running around looking for the best spots. But I'll tell you anyway, now is the best time to dive in. Even jump on one of these servers, get your feet wet, understand how it works, the basics, because then you can get a fresh start with everyone else on a new server. No current characters will be allowed to play on that new server. It will be new characters only, so it means fresh start for everyone. No one will be jumping in with their OG overpowered characters that are as old as this game is, which goes back to 2006. So there you have it. This was just a video test. I know it's kind of long. I had to talk about something. I had to do something. So we'll see how it is. Thanks for watching, and see you around.